Welcome to another episode of Programming Socks. I was at the gym this morning and I can't listen to music while I'm working out. I don't know what happened anymore. I just can't do it anymore. So usually I just check what's on the YouTube recommendations, like an audiobook or something. But I came across this video called Cybersecurity is Tougher Now Than Ever, 2025. I never watched this content creator. I don't really know his background, but just to summarize the video, you could watch it yourself. But just to summarize, basically the point he made was that cybersecurity jobs and IT jobs in general is almost like playing the lottery now. A lot of these content creators who talk about technology and be like, oh my God, do this and that. And if you follow these steps, you'll get a 6-figure salary as a programmer or an engineer or some sort of expert, right, in the IT field. Yo, listen, these people are basically selling a false dream. And I've seen this too. I've seen it myself. He essentially mentions as well that it's very difficult to get a job nowadays as a software engineer or cybersecurity expert or anything technology related. And if you do, you're going to get paid very poorly despite having years of commitment to college and having these degrees. You know, it's like, what was this for? You know, and I feel like it was a good take. And finally, he mentions towards the end of the video that AI is doing a lot of work at replacing a handful of these tech jobs per se, right? And the overall point being made is that, you know, entering this field may not always be fulfilling. It's not the same anymore, you know. Now, I want to add my own take to this, right? If you're not familiar, I've been a software engineer in cyber security analysis for about a decade now. I've been at least software engineering since I was 12 or 13 years old. Give it some time, I'll be 30 years old soon. Like, it's been a long time. You know what I'm saying? I spent doing this stuff, but I work under contracts. I haven't had a quote job since I was 18. Like, when I need money, I found work because I had a skill set. You know what I'm saying? I've been offered jobs or quote careers, but I've never committed because even many years ago, I never saw the benefit of taking these jobs. It was underpaid. The hours looked crazy. Whatever I had to work on or what I was told I was going to work on, I don't care enough about that. Like, why would I'm not going to put effort into this. Like, why would I take this low paying, underpaid job with these crazy hours for something I don't even want to work and code on? You know what I'm saying? Like, and plus it looked extremely competitive to the point where it's a turnoff to me. And for the record, I don't have a college degree. I dropped out of college 4 times. I studied IT for 1 semester and I dropped out right after. Bro, so just understand my background that, you know, I may not have figuratively been in the field, but I've been working in the market for many years. Several things though, right? So again, I don't disagree with any of his points. I think it's a good take, but I like to unfold some of them, right? The tech job market is very competitive right now. It's more competitive than it's ever been. Everyone thinks they can code nowadays because they made something in Roblox or some custom edgy website with some ghetto ass song and some fast moving video playing in the background. Or they built 3 projects or whatever, and it's impractical. Like, cool, you made these projects. Who would use these? Why would I use this? Like, if something better exists, like, why would I necessarily use what you made? Like, you think like somebody makes a Discord bot when there's like a gajillion Discord bots that do the same exact thing, but better. Like, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, they never personally use it, their own stuff, nor do they update it. Also, people feel like they're top tier now because they got Copilot. What's that, man, I made a video about it too. Cursor IDE. Like, or they're using ChatGPT or any other AI to repetitively perform low skill tasks for their projects. So because it's so accessible to code now, it takes, for real, people be taking 1 certification class on the internet and people are feeling qualified now. And because of that, people are sending companies tons of applications showing off their uninspiring GitHub accounts with 0 activity on it to companies for entry-level jobs and opportunities. And I'm saying that I don't even have a GitHub account for my personal stuff, bro. Like, I don't use anything. Like, I have no public projects like that. I just network. That's how I get my work. I network. But somebody who has a GitHub account, for example, and shows consistent and overwhelmingly well-performing activity will always have an upper hand over me, always have an advantage over me, and over somebody with a college degree too. Wow, you have a degree. Cool. But homie over here writes and submits code every single day to their projects or every other day. And their portfolio is reflected that. And it shows that, the point I'm making here is that the market is very saturated. And people think that these entry-level jobs that they're going to get pay so much more than they expect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the truth is, it doesn't. You may get an opportunity later on if you stay consistent with this entry-level job. But, being in an entry-level job, that's a whole other story. There's semantics behind that. But if you are, let's say you get this entry-level job, right? Here's one of the semantics. If you are a graduating college student in your mid to late 20s or older, how does that feel to you? Getting this entry-level job that's underpaid with the degrees you have. You got bills to pay. You got student loans to pay off. It's not what y'all think it is anymore. The IT field is cooked for a lot of y'all. I don't see anything happening for anyone in 2025 and forward if you don't have I wouldn't say either. You'll have one, a strong portfolio, two, real world experience like internships, projects, contributions, networking, referrals, or three, you have a very niche skill set. Like me, I have a very niche skill set apparently in the market. That's why I'm always able to get business. Like I can reverse engineer. I know how to manage databases. I can work with under the umbrella of cyber threat intelligence. But let me tell y'all, I'm not the best at those things. I'm decent enough where I may get contracted for it. I may get work from it, but I'm sure someone else with a strong public portfolio or public projects can do better work and land a job that pays very well faster than I can if I ever wanted one. But, a lot of these people who are in those niche markets, they're like guys who are like 45 plus years old, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still in my 20s, bro. Like, these guys already are employed. That's the thing, But again, because it's so niche, I'm just available for what it is. Now, I want to step into the argument that he made towards the end of the video because I think it needs to be grounded a little bit because people talk about this a lot. Let's understand how AI is used in terms of the IT field. It's a tool. It cannot replace somebody's ability to make judgment or strategize unless you know how to work those prompts, which the guy mentioned towards the end of the video. And I agree with him. If you're going to use AI for coding or anything in the tech field, you better learn how to talk to that AI, bro. You got to know how to give prompts that are actually useful. I got to be honest. AI is not very good at niche skill sets. For example, here's another niche skill set that apparently it's niche to people. I have a history of kernel development. I know how to develop kernel drivers or work in that environment, right? That tends to be niche in the tech field, at least. Bro, anytime I asked AI for help with kernel level development or even reverse engineering, it's trash. Basura, garbage. It's terrible. When they be doing, when I ask for help and they give me something like for kernel drive development, the documentation they're using is outdated. They write code like, bro, this is not what these aren't even the parameters. Like where did you get this information from? I don't even know if it's outdated. You just made up functions. Like they're when they do use an actual function, they use it completely incorrectly. I saw one time they're leaving memory leaks all over the place because they don't understand the sensitivity of kernel driver development. It doesn't know how to reverse engineer things. Even when you paste it from IDA or some sort of like disassembler, it goes like, okay, thinking. I think it does this. What you thought AI, it's wrong. You know what it's not very good at? Which is, I don't think this is niche, but it's not good at this. It's not good at C++23. Oh my Lord. The amount of code that I have almost pulled my hair out for, that it showed me. It made me just want to be like, I just don't get it, bro. Just don't get it. Like, I can't ask you for help. Like, because you know what you got to do instead? Which I've been doing for many years before AI started taking over all this stuff. You open up the documentations. You start having to read the books, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what you're doing anymore, bro. Like, AI, you stupid, bro. Like, it acts like it knows how to use the latest C++ standard, but it uses it all wrong. I I don't dragging me. Like, and this is what I meant earlier. Not to be disrespectful. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful when I said this, by the way. I said AI is replacing low skill activities and tasks. Yeah. AI will help you when you're doing what is considered low skill. It's not meant to be disrespectful. It's just low skill because it's not niche and it's very simple to accomplish. From the Programming Socks series, I read comments or get messages on Instagram or something like that about how some of y'all want to work in the IT field. Like, how do I get into coding, stuff like that? I always give the same advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you, at least from what I understand, and I see other people saying this as well. I mean, I'm not the only one who has said this, but tell me if I'm lying. For those who asked or heard me say in this video, I always say, if you want to get in the tech field and you want to actually build something or get an opportunity, build a portfolio. Get on GitHub, publish your projects, constantly make changes, commits, write good documentation, and make sure you show how active you are. And don't be a douchebag either, because some of you guys, I'm not even going to talk about it. Listen, anyway, that doing all that stuff, showing consistency, showing you're willing to work, showing that you have a skill set rather than just saying you have a skill set, but you show it and you're able to prove it. Even if your code is trash, at least you do work and show that you're reliable. Why would anyone want to hire somebody who has a degree but has no proof that they do work? A degree doesn't mean you do work and you're a hard worker. Oh, you have a degree, so you're a hard worker automatically? All right, bro. All right. I don't know what to tell you, bro. All right, I guess, good. A piece of paper. You're a hard worker automatically. I don't know. Listen, a degree doesn't automatically make you smart either. Okay, it doesn't automatically mean you're smart. It means you know how to systematically go through the education system. That doesn't mean it's worthless. You know, it doesn't mean getting that degree is worthless. But in a field like this, in this current climate, 2025 and forward, it's a cold world out there, y'all. It's different. It's just different. Anyway, just wanted to share my thoughts on this subject. This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.